What's that? What's wrong with my thing now?
Just hit got it. He just started recording, so it's letting you know that it's recording.
Okay, but something's, oh, got it.
That was it.
Something about leaving the meeting. I ain't leaving no meeting.
No. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. The reason we record the session is so that we can share it with other family members around the world. We
Yes.
have multiple recordings that's on our YouTube channel that family members who cannot attend this meeting, or shouldn't, it's not a meeting, this session, can view it at any time. So at some point in time, my grandson will upload this to the cloud on the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see it, and our loved ones around the world will be able to see it. So we're going to start by introducing ourselves, because we got a new face, lovely face. I can see she looks familiar. Leela looks familiar. I know I've seen you somewhere, or somebody in your family, that's for sure. But we're going to start by just saying who we are and where we are right now physically. Today I am in, I'll start with Melanie.
Hey, I'm Melanie. On the Meekin side, that's my Uncle Jimmy. And my mother was Retha West. My grandmother was Elsie West Meekin. So I'm currently in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm from Richmond.
Okay. Corliss?
I'm Corliss Smith. I am a Meekins. My grandfather is James Lemco Meekins out of Toanna, Virginia. And I am in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Okay, Areeb?
We didn't go too far.
Right.
Exactly. Areeb? You muted. You're muted. Oh, she's looking for it. I see.
I'm sorry. I do
That's
apologize.
okay.
Okay, I'm Areeb Muhammad. I am both Meekins and Woodson. My grandmother is Georgia Helen Meekins from Virginia. And my father is Charles Woodson. My
Okay,
grandfather. Yes.
good. Thank you, Shirley.
I'm Shirley McCoy Golden. My mother was Catherine Meredith McCoy, and her father was mother was a Meekin, Willie Meredith, and my father, Eli McCoy, and his great, I think grandmother, would be grandmother or great grandmother, was a Meekin. So I'm Meekin back to back. And the young lady said she was a Woodson. Mika Woodson was my grandfather's first cousin, and I believe their grandmother, Betsy Meekins, raised them, because my grandfather's mother was a Meekin and she died in childbirth. And you look so much like my mother. I want to hug you.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You have the mouth. The chick, I tell you, you look like my grandfather. I'm telling you, I got a picture. I could just jump through here and hug you.
Isn't that a blessing?
You are so much like, you're almost making me cry when I saw you.
Wow, the genes are there.
You're beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
you look just, I can't, your mouth, I can't tell you how much you look like him.
It must have been a reason for me getting on today, remembering that Friday, 8 o'clock, because every month I look forward to this
It after
meeting.
work, I'm tired, but if I could go down and get the picture of my grandfather, my mother, I'm telling you, go downstairs and get it.
Wow.
I can't believe. Then you must be related to Gloria Jean, because I'm related to Gloria Jean Bassett.
Woodson.
Woodson.
Yep, that's right. Gloria Woodson Bassett. That's right. Wow.
While we're on here, I'm gonna tell you, I was friends with I have met 2 DNA cousins here in Windsor that I've been friends with for years and didn't know it.
That happened to me.
And we found out we were at a barbecue and she said she's from Virginia, she's from Braxton. So she's Gloria Jean's cousin, because Gloria Jean grandfather was Eddie Braxton. And the mother was Thelma Meekin, which was my aunt's aunt. And then just not even a year ago, somebody I've been friends with almost since I came to Windsor, we're sitting down at a friend's memorial and she said, my grandmother came from Virginia. And she said, the name Crump. She said, we didn't know her name. I forget her first name. And I said, say no more. We're 100% cousin.
Wow.
And I've been knowing them for years. And I just found out about almost a year ago this month that Crump, she said nobody knew where her grandmother was from. But they knew she was from Virginia. I said, I can tell you where when she told me the name, I forget the first name. The last name was Crump. I said, hello, cousin.
Wow.
I said, I could take you down and show you the Crump house there on County Road. So even though I'm in Canada, we're everywhere. So
We're everywhere.
That's true.
Good. And you are in Windsor, Canada, right?
Windsor, Ontario. Yeah.
Ontario. Thank you. So when I send out messages and I say family around the world, I am not telling you a fib. It's true.
That's true.
And Shirley has grandchildren in 2 different other countries, correct?
Yeah. And Czech Republic and Prague, I have 3 grandsons there. I have 2 grandsons in Hong Kong. And maybe Cassius, who graduated last year with the scholarship, has been accepted to a couple of universities here in Canada, and one is in Windsor. So he may be coming back to live with me. It spent some time with me, but he now has been accepted at the University of Windsor. So he may be coming back and living with grandma and grandpa to go to school.
Fantastic.
Oh, and by the way, you saying around the world, he just came back from Taiwan because he was sent to Taiwan to study.
Wow.
And he was, my daughter and her husband sent her to Taiwan to study Mandarin, to get his Mandarin and better, because Hong Kong, you know, is mostly Cantonese. And she didn't want him to go to the mainland. The mainland gone crazy now. But anyway, he just got back from Taiwan.
Good.
So
Good.
his Chinese is good. So now I talk to him, we speak in Chinese.
Oh, wonderful.
For those who don't know, Shirley used to teach in China, right?
Yeah.
Teach English in China.
Yeah.
So they clearly got it from their grandma. No doubt about it. And I said they grandchildren.
Oh no, my children, we went to China in 77 when my children were young. They learned Chinese much faster than me and better. I went to school and learned Chinese because I was working for a Canadian government project, and they paid for me to go to school because you had to be bilingual. So I was a project manager. So I did management work from the very top. I have been around the world many times with this Canadian program. This is in the 80s when we were doing development or aid work to China. Now China can do some aid work for us. But the Americans were there, and I learned Chinese in order to get this job, because when you work for the Canadian government, especially federal government, Canada is bilingual. You have to speak French and English. I don't have French, but because I was associated with this project, I had to learn Chinese in order to get the job, which gave me a very good career. Now,
Good.
my children, when they went to school here in Canada, they learned French. And my daughter, I had her to keep her Chinese to keep going. So she's the best French speaker in the family. She's trilingual, French, Chinese, and English. And she's read and write in all of these languages and quite fluent. My son, he's kept some of his Chinese, but because he's living in the Czech Republic and he's thinking about doing the citizenship there, he is, of course, he's now speaks Czech and read and write. He has to because he has the children there. So, you know, that's the way it's, you know, it's gone. And it worked out for me. So I've had a good career, and I went back to work. I'm working for Home Depot. That's why I'm so tired and sleepy. Don't know what I'm saying.
Well, anyway, we hadn't seen you in a while, but I wanted to introduce you to some of the other people on the call here. Preston, you're next. Tell us who you are, where you are.
My name is Preston Fortune.
Senior.
Say again?
Preston
what did you
Fortune
say?
Senior.
Preston Fortune Senior, yes. My mother was Bernice Meekins, and that's how I'm in this family. And I have 3 children. Preston Jr. Well, he doesn't call himself Junior. He calls himself the number 2. Yes.
Yeah.
And I have Carla, and I have Bill. Bill's in Vermont. Carla's in California. Preston's here in Jersey, where I'm at. I now reside with my brother Rich because Rich has very serious health problems, and I just want to be there to usher him around to the doctor. The doctor told him not to drive anymore, so I'm the designated driver. But life is everything, and you have to, you know, I do it out of love, all of it. I do it out of love.
I know you do. Now, now your son Preston II. I'm a junior also. Maybe I should change my suffix to the second. It sounds more distinguished.
He always hated to be junior.
I am now James West II.
Preston started that when he was a little guy. He might have been 6 years old when he said, "Don't call me junior."
I like that. I mean, it didn't matter because my father was never around, so I was okay with the junior. But if he had been, maybe
you wouldn't have.
yeah.
Oh.
Leila?
Yes.
Yes, tell us, introduce yourself to the rest of the family members on the call.
Yeah, originally from New Kent County, and my husband married a Holmes from Norfolk, and he New York, and he's was it Air Force, and my grandmother was a Crump, and my grandfather was Christian, and I know I'm related to some Lemons and Meekins, and one was Jesse Meekins, and one of my great aunts married a Meekins, and Yvonne Woodson Christian married my uncle Alfred Christian. So and related to a lot of the Williams, Richard Williams, Blue Williams, Thomas Senior Williams, and so we're related to a lot of people from Charleston and New Kent because they had nowhere to go but Charleston and New Kent, King, Queen.
Now, Blue was the guy who had the store or a club or something.
Yeah, cousin Blue. Yeah, he's my mom told me he's my 3rd cousin, and so there's only one daughter left. I mean, baby Marion, and
yes,
Bernard.
Yes, I knew Big Bernard.
Yeah, so my mom would tell me who my cousins were, but originally, when I got married the first time, I married a Crump, and I didn't know it was my cousin. And my grandma Nora, she said his grandmother Mary Crump was her cousin. And 3 weeks before we were going to get married, if I had known that, I was like, no.
Not this time.
Yeah, because I was like, well, at least not 1st or 2nd cousin, but I probably was a 4th cousin. But my parents really didn't know, and I didn't know.
But don't feel bad. My parents were cousins too.
Yeah, I know Bernard, and I knew
Uh-huh.
Marion, because Marion and I were the same age. Because she passed away maybe 10 years ago, if I remember correctly.
No, baby Mary's still living, but Miss Mary and her mama, she's deceased.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but one baby Mary. But there's only two left now, baby Mary and Bernard.
Yeah, because Odell passed away
Yeah,
early.
Odell just passed. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But it was a girl in the family that went to school with me. I'm trying to figure who.
June Williams Dacinia.
It must have been Del Senior. Maybe I'm thinking about her.
Yeah, she was a teacher in New Kent.
Yeah, well, at one time I lived down there. That's why I know some of those folks.
Oh, okay.
My cousin, I didn't even know they were my cousins. So if I had stayed there, I would have married one of them too. So we left because our little world was our little world. And that was it.
Yeah, and we're related to the Mosses also. And I got a cousin, Derek Moss. He's a historian, and he has a lot of family history. And he says something that he's not gonna share with people because you may find your dad and your mama not your dad and your mama.
That's right.
Even coming from, my
Well,
mother.
I think DNA has brought some of that out in my family.
Yes.
So it's like we have a
DNA
lot
will
of
tell
cousins,
you.
Lemons that live on I think on 60 Golden Wheel Road down that way.
That's right.
So it's a lot of mixing pots. We're probably related to some of the Woodsons too. I mean, I know my Yvonne Woodson Christian.
Yeah. When I was a kid living down there, and my first school was Lenexa School, which was basically a one-room school with a potbelly stove, and we didn't have no air conditioning. Of course, we walked to school. It was cold and snow. We walked to school. I know y'all young folks don't want to hear that. But and then there was Route 60, and there was no Interstate 64.
Mhm.
All the traffic came right down to the Greyhound bus. And what was the other bus company? It was two of them. Anyway.
Trailway.
Trailway.
Thank you. Trailways. So
Chicken Bone Express.
I'm telling my age now. But anyway, for those who don't know me, I'm Jimmy West II. And my mother was Elsie Meekins West. My grandfather was Benjamin Warren Meekins, and my great grandmother was Gertrude Meekins Fry. I live in Silver Spring sometime, and sometime I'm here at my other home here in Richmond. So I'm all over the place. I wake up some morning, I don't know which way to go to the bathroom, whether I go this way or that way. I forget what house I'm in. But anyway, that's where I am. I'm delighted to see you. Leila, thanks for the email address. If you'd be kind enough to give me your mailing address also, because we occasionally we need to send out information by way of mail. So
currently we moved to Prince George County out of we moved out of Prince George County, so we moved to Ruther Glen, Caroline County. Yeah.
So whatever address you want to give me, that's what we.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the one that we're at here now.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna move along. That was I enjoyed that introduction. And
this then I went to George W. Watkins School also.
Yes, yeah. We catch the school bus, old Ford yellow bus, up to I remember the May Day thing or whatever it was. I can't remember why we did May Day celebration. We get a little dressed up and you go around the maypole. Oh Lord.
Yeah, but I used to do that too.
I'm telling my age. I gotta stop. I'm sorry. I'll just say I'm AARP eligible and leave it at that, as always.
AARP too. The discount.
But anyway, let's move along. I'm going to cover a few items, administrative items, and then
my computer cord. I'll be right back.
Okay, and then Corliss is our co-host tonight, and a hostess, or should I say, co-host? She's co-host tonight. I'm thanking her in advance for doing that. And while we're waiting for her to come back, I'm going to move next month's meeting from the 14th to the 13th. so that I'll be in Roanoke for the granddaughter's wedding next month. Looking forward to that. So,
The 14th is my birthday.
wow, you'll be 84, 83.
3. Yes.
And your cousin James Alfonso Meekins will be 85 on the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, and your brother Preston is in
Merle
Merle is
will
in,
be 84 or 85. I'm not sure.
I think it's 85.
And I do too, because I think he's been saying 84. Yes. Yes. Well, you can't go by that because I've been saying 83 since January. And my birthday not until July.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'll cover a few administrative items and then I'm gonna turn the floor over to Corliss. Just a few items that I'm going to cover. We did introductions. In the last 30 days, I'm aware of only one family member that we have lost, and that was Norma Tyler Daniels, age 75 in New Kent. And she passed away just a few weeks ago. I'm not aware of any new births, marriages, many graduations. I just found out about 2 more this afternoon within the last couple of hours. But I've identified approximately 16 of our family members who graduated in the last month or so in all categories, such as high school, middle school, kindergarten, elementary school, and college, bachelor's degrees. Just family members throughout the country. I'm just delighted to see that. I am just thrilled that I'm able to, through social media, find all these people, and a few of them sent me this information by way of their scholarship applications. But it's just to see, I'm delighted to see these little kids, for example, from kindergarten. That's their first taste for graduation, and it's a joyous occasion. I look at the smiles on these kids' faces.
Oh Lord, yes.
You know, it's just wonderful. And I'll sidetrack for a second. Of course, I'm here in Richmond, Virginia, where this crap happened about a mile and a half from me on Tuesday afternoon with the boy killing 2 people following graduation. That place that it happened, my buddy Pal was sitting here on the couch. He and I and many others, including Melanie, have graduated from that facility
Oh boy.
over the years. Never had a problem. Never had a problem. So when I look at this, I'm doubly happy to see these kids graduate safely. And we just pray that all the rest of them graduate and have a wonderful life ahead of them. Unlike that poor kid over there, 18 years old, who passed away on Tuesday, I believe it was. So moving right along.
Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Can I say something about graduation stuff? My granddaughter, Gabriella, was accepted at med school in Ponce, Puerto Rico. And she'll be starting anytime now.
Oh,
They're going over there this weekend. They're going over there this weekend to get her an apartment near her college.
For those who don't know, Gabby graduated, I want to say in 2019 from high school. And then 3.5 years later, she had graduated from Howard.
From Howard University, yes.
Howard University.
oh, that's
And
good
then she
one.
at school. So she's a very bright young lady.
And she had to take her interview to go to Puerto Rico, to Ponce. She had to take it in Spanish.
Oh,
Yes, she had to speak Spanish to do the interview.
wow. How about that? I guess
But she's been doing Spanish all through high school and college. So, and her mother's Puerto Rican too.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay, moving along. So the graduations continue for another few days. So I'll pick up a couple more. I found out about a couple of twins up in Maryland in my neck of the woods this afternoon. it was three kids from one family, twins and another kid, middle school, belonged to Angela Watson Shilen. She's on the Meekin side. Angela's father was Howard Watson Sr., who passed away in the first quarter of last year. So they're from Maryland. So I just found out about those folks a couple hours ago.
Mhm.
The month of June, we celebrate LGBTQ plus Pride Month, PTSD Awareness Month, Gun Violence Awareness Month, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and Immigrant Heritage Month. So kind of keep that in mind as we go through the month of June. By the way, don't feel free to interrupt me at any time. Just say, hey, you, or throw something at the screen. You'll get my attention. The Scholarship Fund, this is a reminder, annual contribution to the Scholarship Fund is just a reminder. It is only $10 annually minimum is what we ask for. Seed money, we ask for $15 a month annually. That helps support us administratively as an organization. Plus, it helps support the next reunion that's coming up, whatever year that might be.
That's $15 a year.
Yes. So you see, we're not asking for much, very little. $10 for the scholarship fund. You spend more than many people spend more than $10 in 2 days at the coffee shop. So
Oh, Lord, yes.
Okay, I will, Jimmy.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad you brought that up because I had a question on that. I sent you my last two nephews' names, the McCoys, that had received scholarship. But what I didn't do, because this year I said I was sending everybody seed money. So I have to send their seed money and I'll send the scholarship. I'm going to write that check out hopefully tomorrow and put it in the mail.
Okay. By the way,
Praise the Lord.
when I send you something in the mail, am I putting enough postage on there?
Yeah, but when you go to the post office, ask for a US Canada stamp.
Okay. I mean, I
You
hope
may be putting too much on there. See, there's a stamp called Canada, US Canada stamp. So when I send something to you, I put Canada US stamp. And then there's the international stamp like I send to my kids. But when what I'll do is when I send that out tomorrow, I'm going to remember I have a couple of US Canada stamps because when I used to send tax money and I had to send a self-addressed envelope for them to come back. I don't know if the price have gone up again because I've had them for a while, but what you do is, because you may be putting too much on or too little, but get a US Canada stamp.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm intended to ask you about that. And I hope you weren't paying for something that in other words, I wasn't putting enough posters on that. So I thank you for that. Because I need to send something to you anyway. That's really what I was going to talk to you about. So I'll make sure I do that before I send you this next letter.
Okay.
I think you understand what I'm talking about. Oh, you've forgotten. Never mind, we'll move on.
I forgot.
It's all good. Okay. Family reunion this year is coming up in August 3rd through the 6th. Is somebody one of the planning members on the call would like to give us an update? Melanie? I said Melanie because Paulus was unable. She had a scheduling conflict the other night. So Melanie, it's you.
Updates. Yeah. So it's August 3rd. It's August 3rd. We're gonna be in Williamsburg at the Kings Mill Resort. We have a Spirit of Norfolk trip, boat ride, as well as we have a winery tour event going on, as well as I'm putting together, we're gonna have a pizza party, maybe. I think that's what we're calling it. And we're gonna have some other activities, hopefully around the hotel itself, around the resort itself. For those who are not going outside on any of those events there. I don't know,
Okay,
any questions?
Melanie, I have a question.
Sure.
My husband and I, we had planned to come, but
Mhm.
due to some health issues with me, and I just was told I need surgery again, I won't be able to come. But what I would like to do, can I send some money so I can get the package? I've done that before. So should I send it to you or send it to Jimmy? Like, I want to send
Jimmy, you
it.
muted. Jimmy, you muted.
Let me answer that. You will get a book.
Yes.
You don't have to send us any money.
Yeah, so I was gonna send money because I want the package because I use it, and I also, one other thing I want to say why I want it. My grandson from the Czech Republic was here during the Christmas time, and these countries, the children have to do so much homework, is make your head hurt. When I was in Hong Kong, I mean, they get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to school. They're there all day. But he used some of that information. He had to write about the family tree, each grandparent, and he had to write about me. So I had that information, you know, to give him. So I'm very active with my grandchildren and some nieces and nephew. I guess I'm the grandmother there, or great grandmother. So I share that information. That's why I if I can't be there, that's why I want the information, and I want to let you know it's being used.
I'll see to it that you get it. And you don't have to send us any money.
Okay, I appreciate that. And I can show you the little report that my grandson wrote. I got it here in my bedroom, keep it. And it's really nice what he did. And by the way, he speaks Czech, and he did it in English, so it's not easy. He's turned
I guess.
16 while he was here.
That's good.
Okay, Melanie, you finished with the updates, or you have
Yeah,
more to
unless anyone has any questions, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Melanie. We, just for your information, we meet every Tuesday. Going forward, we have been doing that for a while now. On the planning committee, I guess Corliss is on there, and it's about, I guess maybe 7 to 10 other people on the committee, and we have a wide range of talent. Like we've never had this kind of talent, this number of people on any of our planning meetings for family reunions. So, and this resort is going to be a very nice place. And as we get closer to August the 3rd, I'm becoming more enthused, to tell you the truth. So I just love the fact we got new people, new blood, new ideas. I'm looking forward to it. Moving along, just a reminder, genealogy. I work on genealogy almost every day. If you got something you want to send us, by the way, Leila, I'm going to find out where you fit into the family, and I'll email it to you sometime in the next few days.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see here. Just a reminder, we continue to send out birthday cards. I call it our Ted Herman Meekins birthday card project. If we have your birthday, and if we have accurate mailing address. We've been doing that now for 14 months. I'm a little old fashioned, and we're trying this to see how effective it's going to be. And occasionally we get a real nice thank you for some of the family members that received these cards. So I'm going to find out when Leila's birthday is, so maybe she'll get a birthday card.
I thought I'd turn this off.
And Leila, you look like my Aunt Laura. Telling you.
What was her maiden name?
Meredith.
Oh, Meredith. Yeah, I know some Merediths too from Charles City.
Oh yeah.
Some moved to New Kent.
Name some.
Mariah Meredith.
Yeah,
Davis.
that's my aunt.
Yeah, that's my granny. She took my father as a son, and he would pick her up for Bible study and take her back home, and he'd check out the house before he leave, and he told her, well, the TV's still there, so you can go ahead on in. But I'm close with Maxine and Milton, so yeah, she's like our
Yeah, they're my
grandmother.
first cousin. I talk to them
Oh,
all
okay.
the time. Yeah.
I
Small
have to tell
family.
Maxine, 'cause I just talked to her this evening. Her daughter, Mary Maxine Davis.
Yeah, Murray
Oh.
Maxine Davis. I said we
Oh.
the twins because our birthdays, hers and we were born the same year, same age.
Oh.
Hers in January, I'm in March.
Yeah, she's January 7th and I'm January 21st. So she my sis.
Oh, okay, then you got another one. Right
What's your
here.
name? Because I'm gonna call after we get off. What's your name there?
Shirley.
Shirley. Okay.
She's Shirley McCoy.
Shirley
McCoy.
McCoy. Okay.
My mother was Meredith.
Uh-huh.
Well, my mother changed her name, but her name was Lorene.
Uh-huh.
And so she changed it to Catherine herself years, later.
Yeah, because Maxine said her dad named her Mary Maxine and her mama didn't like this, so so Granny changed it to Maxine Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we talk almost every day.
Well, good.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
I'm gonna stop for a second. Think about this, how amazing this is. These two ladies would never have met if it wasn't for tonight.
Right.
This type of session. And look how much they know of one another, but yet they never knew they existed.
Right.
It's amazing. More families should do this. And I'm thankful that all of you all join in whenever you can to help us make this session a success. We've been doing it for 2 years now, and Lord willing, we're going to continue. Okay, so the birthday project continues to move on, and I'm going to stop right there. Does anyone want to ask a question or make a comment before I turn the session over to our co-host?
I got a comment I'd like to make.
Sure.
My brother Richard was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, did almost 27 years. And that's who I'm staying with now because he's kind of sick. But I just wanted to tell you about the military stuff. I got four of my brothers were in the military. My son was in the West Point, went to West Point for class of 87, and then he did his stint in the Army. And now his son is in West Point. We're a proud military family.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And all of you guys are tall. I wonder where they get their height from.
Rich ain't tall.
I'm talking about your son and grandson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Preston's 6'6".
Yeah.
And his son is 6'8".
Yeah.
That's all.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly. Tall, dark, and handsome. That's what they say. I don't know about the handsome part when it comes to the grandpa.
It comes from his grandpa. Come on now. You got me on the screen. Come on.
Okay. Corliss, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Corliss.
Hi, how's everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is doing well.
Fine. I'm
So-
terrific.
Good. So I am going to request that everybody take, 30 seconds or a minute or so to get a pencil or a pen and some paper. It can be scratch paper. It doesn't have to be a whole sheet, something that you can write on. It could be even recyclable or what have you, but a Post-it note or anything. And so something to write with and something to write on, because we are going to do some trivia.
Uh-oh.
And so I give you a little bit of time to do that.
And y'all hear Michaela singing?
No, I would love to though.
She's supposed to be upstairs cleaning her room.
Oh, well, is she cleaning with music? I like
Yeah,
to do
well,
that.
she just turned the music down because it was blasting. I was like, "Please."
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she was up there. She up there singing herself. There. I guess she
Okay.
in a mode.
Sorry.
So you're gonna make me get up.
I'm sorry.
I guess since today was the last day of school, I can write on the back of this piece of school paper.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Lucky for you, I got one more week here and
Do
then we're
you?
perfect. Yes.
This was the longest week ever.
Oh, really? Oh my
my
God.
It was like this week dragged by.
Yeah. I take my my youngest and her friend to school, and my daughter Deja asked me, you know, she said, "Mom, on the last day of school, you should stop by and get some McDonald's, you know." And I was she's like, "For us," and I said, "Yeah, well, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop by and get some McDonald's after I drop y'all off."
I know that's right.
You mean school is ending already there?
Yeah. Well, we start in
My
August, so
grandkids in Hong Kong, he has to go until almost end of July. The other one, not until, they go much longer. They start
Oh, okay.
at the same time, but they're
Oh,
still,
well, yeah. That's part of the culture of the
Mhm.
level of education there.
Right.
So,
Right. Because we start mid-August. Well, this year we go the third week, whatever that Monday or Tuesday is. So we go
right.
a week later, but we're gonna be out at the same time. They're kicking them out.
yeah,
Yeah.
my grandkids, they start in August sometime, but they never, I mean, it's
So,
just unbelievable.
they're getting
how
a
much
month off then. So hopefully they have some longer breaks
Oh,
otherwise, but
no.
okay, so
No,
that's it. They get a month and then that's it. All right.
That's it. Right.
that's about it.
Okay.
They go.
That's like the year-long schools here. They get
Right.
about a month off, and then but they
Yeah.
have long winter breaks. They have longer breaks than
No,
what we
in
would normally
between.
have.
no,
No.
Okay.
Wow.
keep them.
Hey,
All right. Does
I
does
wish.
everyone have something to write with in
Yeah.
a little scratch piece of paper?
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna get started. So what we're gonna do is some Juneteenth trivia. And I am going to ask you all some questions. You don't have to write the question out, just write your number and then your response. And then we're going to go back through them at the end. And whoever is the winner, I will send you a little something, something. Okay. And so so we're ready to get started. And so again, this is Juneteenth trivia. So this first one is true or false. Juneteenth commemorates the end of African American slavery in the United States. Juneteenth commemorates the end of African American slavery in the United States. And so that's true or false. And so if anyone needs me to repeat it, let me know.
Don't say it out loud, right?
Yeah, don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. Okay. All right. Number 2, Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation took effect when? So this is a harder question. So Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation took effect when?
You want the year?
Date. Yes.
A date? Okay.
Yes. And I'll say it one more time. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation took effect when? And that would be a date. Okay, question number 3. Juneteenth marks federal troops' arrival in Galveston, Texas in what year? Juneteenth marks federal troops' arrival in Galveston, Texas in what year? Okay. Number 4, what was the first state to make Juneteenth a holiday? What was the first state to make Juneteenth a holiday? Number 5, this is a true or false. Up into her mid-90s, Opal Lee rallied to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. And this is up into her mid-90s, Opal Lee, who is a teacher and activist, rallied to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. And then this is true or false. All right, everybody still with me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we're moving to number 6.
Not
Did
answering much, but I'm with you.
Okay, well, I'm glad you would. That's all I need. That's all I need. Okay. You're gonna get some answers shortly. Okay. Number 6, did slavery end on Juneteenth? Did slavery end on Juneteenth? Number 7, what amendment officially abolished slavery? What amendment officially abolished slavery? Number 8, when did Juneteenth become a federal holiday? And again, when did Juneteenth become a federal holiday? And we're almost done. So number 9, Juneteenth is short for what date? Juneteenth is short for what date? And last but not least, what device was used to inform troops and the press of the proclamation? And so what device was used to inform troops and the press of the proclamation? And I'll repeat that one more time. What device was used to inform troops and the press of the proclamation? Okay, so that wraps up our 10 questions. So I'm gonna say this, if you get 5 of them right, you doing great. If you are close to 5, you doing good. If you got more than that, you might be the winner. Okay. All right. So number 1, Juneteenth commemorates the end of African-American slavery in the United States.
Oh, the end.
False.
False.
Did anybody say true?
I did.
Okay. And so those of you that said false, tell me why you said false.
Because
It
it
was the
was,
end of slavery in Texas,
yeah,
Okay.
not in the
Okay.
United States.
Okay. Gotcha. All
Mhm.
right. And so the answer that I have is true.
Mhm.
And that is just because of what it commemorates. Didn't say that it's the actual happening, but I got you
You're
with
right.
the commemoration of it.
okay.
Yeah.
So it, you call it wordplay.
Right.
Yes,
Well, wait a
absolutely.
minute, do
But that makes
question
sense.
again then.
Yes.
What was it?
So Juneteenth commemorates the end of African American slavery in the
Slavery in the-
United States.
True.
Mhm.
Okay. I thought I didn't think about commemoration.
So
but you're
yeah,
right.
the commemoration, right?
Commemoration. You're right.
Oh, okay, I got that one wrong.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. But I'm gonna give you 0.5 in my heart because you definitely had your reasoning for it, and that's a strong.
Yes.
2 years, like, 2
Okay,
years
so
later.
number 2, Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation took effect when?
I got
Does
this.
anybody
Was it
Everybody have a-
1863.
1865?
No,
Yes,
1863.
1863.
Yes.
Ah,
I
yeah,
put
got that one wrong.
down the two answers in real life. I put 1865 because I knew
Okay.
that was wait a minute, that was the end of the war.
Uh-huh.
And but I knew that Lincoln had ended slavery in 63. So that's down there too. You know?
So you'll get 0.5s all night, huh?
Okay.
Okay. So yes,
But
so
it
the
helps to know a
answer
little
is
bit about history.
that's right. That's right. So the answer is yes, it's January 1st, 1863.
1860.
And so that's when people were having watch night services waiting for January 1st
Yes.
to come into play.
Yes,
That's right. And
Mhm.
celebrating. Okay. Number 3, Juneteenth marks federal troops' arrival in Galveston, Texas in what year?
1872.
Anybody else?
I'll put 0. I don't know.
Galveston.
I was
So
guessing
there-
numbers.
So this is the year. This is where Juneteenth came from. So Juneteenth
Mhm.
marks the
Yes,
federal troops' arrival in Galveston, Texas in
1866?
65, 1860.
yes,
No.
that's it. 1865. Yep.
It was 2 years
Absolutely,
later.
1865. So that nice, lovely 2-year delay.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
June 19th.
Two and a half to be exact.
Right.
From when, yeah, okay, so I don't
January
want to
to
get no
June.
more answers, but yes, that is
Was it December 6th, 1865?
so yes,
June
so right,
19th.
so 1863 was a proclamation, and then 1865 is when the troops actually got to Galveston, Texas, to tell those who didn't already know.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say, put it
December
like
6th.
that. So I'm gonna
Right.
move on because I don't want to turn this into something else. Okay.
Right.
So number 4, what was the first state to make Juneteenth a holiday?
Texas.
That's it. Texas.
Texas.
Believe
I
it,
knew that
last
one.
and first at the same time. Ain't that
Oh,
something?
yeah, that's
Right.
Mm.
Right.
So Texas
Yes.
in 1979, and so then you know how they pass laws and it becomes effective the next year. So yes. So 1980, they were first. They were first. And so number 5, up into her mid-90s, Opal Lee rallied to make Juneteenth a federal holiday.
I'm gonna say true because I don't know who Opal is.
I don't
Okay.
either. That's
That's true.
too.
That's true.
True.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you saw when Biden did the signing of it, she was present.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, and they have books about her and everything like that. And so,
I think I remember that. Mhm.
yeah. And so you might say, who was that right there? Well, that's her.
Yes, I think I remember
Have to
that.
look that up.
Yes, absolutely. And so number 6, I know everybody got this one. Did slavery end on Juneteenth?
No.
No.
That is correct. It did not. It did not. So this basically applied to everybody that succeeded from the Union, with the exception of those that are on tribal land.
Mhm.
So if you think about it, it wasn't everybody at all.
Right.
Mhm.
It wasn't everybody at all. And so it was more, more in the South. But
Right.
yes, so no, it did not end on Juneteenth. Number 7, what amendment officially abolished slavery?
I don't know that one.
No, I can't think of it.
I guessed at 7. I just guessed.
Mhm.
14.
That's close. 14 is close, very close.
Ooh.
I thought the 14th,
14th is very close.
not the 15th,
No, it's the 13th.
13th.
13.
Mm.
I
The
thought I said
13th.
the 14th,
And-
13th, you're right.
Yeah, that's
That's
very,
very
yep, yep,
significant.
it was the 13th. And
That's
so it was in
significant.
January 31st, 1865, and they
That's why I got
ratified it.
1865 from.
Yes, that 1865 again, and they
Mhm.
ratified it in December, on December 6th, 1865.
Yeah. I
So he
knew
made the
that.
proclamation basically almost 3 years if you count from January, in
63.
83 till December in 65,
Right.
Right.
that it actually was ratified and really signed into law. Number 8, when did Juneteenth become a federal holiday?
June 19, 2021.
That is
21, yep.
correct.
Mm.
That is
I had
correct. Ding, ding, ding,
22.
ding, ding.
Ah,
My husband was
I knew it was
my husband was
recent.
Juneteenth baby.
I knew it was
gave you
recent.
with
I
the
thought it was
Biden, just in
22.
case.
No,
Right.
21.
Yeah, my
21.
husband's birthday is on the 19th of June.
21. That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. And number 9, Juneteenth is short for what date?
June 19th.
June 19th.
June
That's
19th,
right.
1866.
June 19th. That's it.
June
Yeah.
19th.
June
Easy.
19th. And lastly, what device was used to inform troops and the press of the proclamation?
I put telegraph.
You got it. Woo! Go Preston.
But
You know,
I got one right. No, I got
You
2
got some
right.
0.5s in there. You gotta have at least 3 in there.
Yeah.
Great. It was
I
yes,
couldn't
the
remember what it
telegraph.
was.
The
I said the
telegraph.
Yes, the
couriers.
telegraph. So I would say, I know there are people that say a lot of different things, like it took so long for the message to get to Texas. Folks had the message.
Right.
Folks had the message. They just didn't deliver the information. because
deliver
there
it.
was no
There you go.
enforcement
Exactly.
of the
There
information.
you go. Mm-hmm.
So saying, I'm gonna leave that alone again. Okay, so let's and so did anybody get 5 right?
3, 4. I have 5. I have 5. Yeah.
I
Okay,
won.
good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I have 6.
Well, 6. Okay, we got 6. Did
I got
anyone
3 and a half. 3.5.
Yes, go
remember?
Preston. Go Preston. Go Preston.
Who said it had 6?
Me,
Melanie.
your smartest niece.
You cheating.
Here go my paper. You
But
want
you
to see
got
my
an Android.
answers?
Did
That's like
anyone
I'm on
get
smart because of my Android.
there you go. Did anyone else get more than 6? Okay. All right. Well, I think y'all did a great job still, because you're going off the top of your head from
I
information
enjoyed
that
it.
happened
Mm.
centuries ago.
Right.
Yes, I
Eat it.
Still
enjoyed it.
celebrated today. And
Eat it.
so yeah, so with food, with parades, with music, with food again,
Mhm.
as the celebration of I guess you could say the idea of our freedom, because everyone
Right.
still wasn't free when that happened.
Right.
And I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got on my Juneteenth shirt and I stand up a little bit and it says free-ish.
Wow, that's pretty.
Free-ish since
Free-ish,
1865.
Uh-huh. Michaela and I
not
both
free.
have one that
Free.
says that. It's
Yes,
free-ish.
yes. Because
Mhm.
some of the other ones, they just didn't speak to me the same way. Because I'm like,
Right.
yeah, we still working on it. We
I
still
going to say,
working
are
on it.
we really free now?
No, that's what I said. We still working on it. We're still working
Mhm.
on it. But I appreciate y'all and your involvement. I hope you learned something new, something different, and had a little fun along the way.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So Melanie, I will get with you and send you your winning ticket, if you will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
You should be proud of your oldest niece.
that's right. That's right.
Hey,
I'm
you
happy
said
for you,
you
Melanie.
said my favorite niece.
Your favorite.
Congratulations, Melanie.
Thank you.
Yes. Oldest
Your
and favorite, all of that. All of that.
I'm glad your first cousins don't hear that. I tell you.
Hey, they know.
Tell them don't watch this recording.
And
That's it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch calling favorites, buddy.
Right, that's right. That's right. That's right.
The
Thank
oldest.
you.
How about that? The oldest. I'll take the oldest. Maybe not the
Okay,
favorite.
That's
okay,
undeniable. That's
okay.
yeah, there you
Yes.
go.
Thank
But
thank-
thank you, everyone. I hope everyone is in good health. I hope in good spirits, because your health is your physical and your mental health.
Yes.
And so that's
Okay.
important. And I love you all. It's
I
good to
want
see
to thank you
y'all.
for this game.
Oh,
Yeah.
my pleasure.
Thank
Yes,
you.
this was
That's
great.
My brain.
Yes.
something.
So if
She-
somebody asks you something next week or
I
in
know
a week
some
and a half,
answers.
For the
you know,
answer.
that's right. You got it. You got it. So
Corliss-
thank you all again. Thank you, Jimmy, and everybody have a good night.
Yeah,
You too.
Corliss,
Thank
thank you so much. Great
Oh, my
job as
pleasure.
usual. As I said earlier about talking about Leila and Shirley not knowing one another if it wasn't for our family reunion function. The same thing applies with Corliss, specifically because the holiday 2-3 weeks ago, Corliss came up here to Richmond and spent time with Melanie and other cousin, Brenda's niece,
Kiki.
huh?
Kiki.
Kiki. They had a joyous evening. Corliss and her beautiful daughters came here and spent some time with us. Very delightful afternoon and evening. That was very nice for her to drive up and spend time with her cousins. That's a delight. I really appreciate that. And please come again. And I keep saying, if it wasn't for the type of functions that we have had and we continue to have, we would not know one another.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way. So
Definitely.
I am biased, but I feel for our size of an organization, we're the best in the country.
Mhm.
And it's not easy. It's hard work to get people involved and stay involved. So I commend all of you. I have been in charge of this since 2008, I believe. And I've seen it grow quite a bit. We have in our genealogy database, we have a little over 8,000 names now.
Oh, boy.
We have about 5,000 pictures in that database. Email list, we have about 492, and plus another active group of names that's that don't have email addresses, of maybe 20, 25. And I say active because we got some that's in, a lot of names that's inactive, but we don't send them in the mail because they don't participate. But what I'm saying is, we are who we are because of all of you. And I thank you so much for your participation. Leila, it was a delight to meet you.
Thank
I
you.
swear, I hope this is not the last time.
Yeah.
And I hope somewhere along the line, I'll get to see you in person for
Yeah,
sure.
thank Camilla for sending out the email.
Yeah, yes. Oh, let me get your address off of the chat here. Let me figure out where the chat is.
And
I got you.
Leila, just so you know, I have a little cousin named Leila
Oh, okay.
as well, and she's a Meekins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I spelled Leila, and even in churches, people say my name wrong. They say Layla. What my mama would? Yeah, it's Leela in church. She
Right,
would-
that's right. That's right, because they will get it right if you correct them.
Right.
Or either they'll stop saying it.
Oh, I could just- Please.
And then Leila, you were saying that you're part of the Crumps. I know one of the Crumps, and you may know her, Vanetta. They call her Cookie.
Does she live in New Kent or Charles City?
She used to live in New Kent, either New Kent or Charles City, but she's in Richmond now.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that name.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Leila, I'm gonna
Right.
get the real name of my friend I'm tired.
Okay.
Albert,
Time.
because her grandmother was a Crump. And I'm gonna try to get in touch with you.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I know Mary Crump.
Maxine.
Maxine, yeah, Mary Maxine, but we always call her Maxine.
Mhm.
Yeah,
When I
we
hang
call
up
it
a call,
Maxine.
Well, does anybody have anything else they'd like to say before we sign off?
Yes, Jimmy, how can I get, how do I get a large portion? I know I don't know how to get maybe like, you may not be able to give me like all 8,000 of those names, but how can I get a decent portion so that I can further search family members? Because I had one family member that I had no clue she was my family. For 40 years, 45 years, we were the closest of friends, and I only found at her funeral.
Mm,
We're cousins.
mm,
Mhm.
And then on another occasion, I was looking forward for a future life with a cousin, with a male cousin, until I realized that he was my cousin.
Mm.
mm,
And it's only because I had forgotten that one of my cousins, her mother, maybe 40 years prior, had married, into his family. And I kept thinking that my cousin that I used to play with was a Woodson. And about, God, I don't know how many years went by before I realized, no, she's not a Woodson. She's a
Mhm.
Meekins, because she's my grandmother's brother's grandchild. And I had forgotten he had a daughter who married this into that family. So, and then I don't know how many more years went by. Let's see, probably a good 40 years went by before I found out, and that's only because I was looking at Facebook, that another female that I knew, she now moved from New Jersey, that we're cousins. And once I found out that she and I were cousins, and I think she's on your side of the family, I contacted her immediately to let her know. That was 2 years ago when I contacted her. So, and I am finding so many other family members that I have no clue that they were family members. And, we get lost because of, we don't have that communication like the traditional communication that our parents, grandparents, great
mm,
grandparents had. They had a tendency to always come together. That's what's so fantastic about the Zoom. And I thank you so much. You don't know how much I thank you for keeping all that information and the work that you do. It's a lot of work that you put
Mhm.
into it. I thank God that for that, because I remember when Aunt Emma first
Mhm.
started compiling and had the first reunion.
Mhm.
And it was unfortunate I had lost contact with my family during the time that when she had passed away. I wasn't in contact with my family. I didn't find out until years later that Aunt Emma had passed.
Mhm.
But now that, the importance of family is a real priority. There's a lot of my father's side that I don't know. And I'm, keep trying to get as many as I can with them. I stay in contact with my uncle because he's the last of my father's immediate siblings. But the importance, since I spent most of my growing years with my mother bringing us over to grandmother Georgia Woodson, and to her brother and her sister and the uncles, and I remember the great aunts and great uncles and great great aunts and great great uncles. I don't have anything that's updated or current. And so, I want to get to know, be able to follow the lineage and the line of the family a little more than just a little bit that I have, that I've picked up from being on the Zoom. And also, you said every Friday now.
No, we have it. We have it the second Friday in each month.
Right.
Next month will be an exception.
Exactly. Yes.
Other than that, it's always the
Okay.
second. I mean, I'll try to remember to send you a text, and that will help. Do you mind if I do that?
Oh, please do.
Okay. All right.
Please do.
I'll try to do that.
When I remember, it's usually like Saturday evening, and I tell you, I can't believe. I said, because I'd be looking forward to it, and the first Friday of the month, I'm excited and I'm ready to go on. I said, no, it's the second Friday, and come that second Friday, I get busy with all kinds of stuff, and completely, I don't remember until Saturday that I missed the family. And I say, oh, I gotta make sure I remember next month. I write it on the calendar and it just goes out the window.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll make a note to myself and try to remember that. And
oh, yeah, if you text me, that'll be fabulous.
yeah, I tried to with our cousin Preston Senior here, but he'd be snoring at 8 p.m. I need to tell his brother Richie to remind him, his brother. One other thing I just want to make you aware of, that the scholarship applications were due back to me on June 1st. We have received some. They will be given to the scholarship committee later on this month. And if there are any recipients, they will be announced on August the 3rd at a reception at our family reunion that Thursday night, August the 3rd. In addition, past recipients of this award should have received invitations from the planning committee for that night. We're going to honor all of the recipients going back to 2005. So that's what's going to be a special night. I believe we're going to have one of the recipients, I believe, is going to be the main speaker that night. And I'll say something else as far as the schedule is concerned. I'm only talking about stuff that's been confirmed. On that Sunday morning, we're going to have a military salute to family members and past and present, deceased, alive, Special tribute to Vietnam era veterans. They will receive a citation and a pen. Citation will be signed by the president. So that's going to be a special moment, and we'll have a religious type of message as it's going to be delivered by Reverend Dr. Vicki Crowder of Hampton, Virginia. Some of you may or may not know Reverend Vicki. Her husband is Reverend Dr. Norman Crowder, past pastor of Mount Nebo Baptist Church in Burnsville. He's since retired from there and is now an interim pastor at a church in Hampton. So I'm just talking about things that's been confirmed so far. And but that, going back to the scholarship night, which will be Thursday night, we're going to honor and announce new recipients. And again, all of the past recipients should have received an invitation by now. And we hope as many of them will show up as possible. So I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledge that we did receive some scholarship applications. And again, they're going to be given to the scholarship committee, of which I'm not a member, which I'm glad. And by the way, some of these scholarship applications are very, very good. There's a young lady in Williamsburg. She's a cheerleader at Lafayette. I'm saying this, Corliss gonna figure out who it is. At Lafayette, I interviewed her great-grandfather, I guess it was, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. He was about 92 or 93 years old. A video interview, which is on our YouTube channel. Delightful man, Booker T. And so this young lady's application is absolutely outstanding. And she will be attending VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University here in Richmond. And the goal is to be a doctor. So just reading some of these applications, and this is not the first year. I've seen some really, really, really good applications. Shirley's grandchildren, for example, outstanding people. Well, I see where they got it from. Look at Shirley. Look at her background. You know, the bark don't fall too far from the tree. It really doesn't. And I see it, and I said, I just wanted to pass that along. Now, you know, a couple of them are not. Hold on a second, Brenda.
Yes.
Can you come here for 1 second?
You have just a second, Jake.
Just lean over and say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Brenda.
Hi. I've been listening. I think I got 4 right.
All right.
That's good.
Okay, I just want you to say hello. But and there's 1 or 2 of them that's not been the best, but I'm so impressed with our students. And most of them are females, but some males are pretty good kids too. So I just wanted to pass that along to you, how happy I am with the applicants and the applications that have come through. So with that, if no one has anything else.
I got one more.
Yes, sir.
You know, some of you may know that the Fortune brothers meet once a month. And just a family meeting well, we usually go to a restaurant, but this month on Wednesday the 21st at 3 o'clock, we'll be at Richard's house. If you're in the area, give us a call. We would like you to come.
Oh.
Yes, and we're going to be at Richard's house, outside or inside. Rich said you got to run the property. You can go inside, you can go outside, but because we do this every month.
Okay. By the way, it's confirmed that Preston Fortune Sr. will be participating with his beautiful voice during the reunion. So if you haven't had an opportunity to hear this man sing, you'll be thrilled with what he has to say, and I'm sure he'll be singing more than once.
Oh, yeah.
We're thanking him for in advance for his participation. Now, does anybody have anything else before we sign off? Okay, again, it's been a delight. I always look forward to this. I really do. And when you're not here, I miss some of you regulars. And I wonder, I hope I didn't do anything to make them mad or something like that. But and that's my buddy, one of my best friends who just walked by. I
Why
already
Kyle
gave-
got sunglasses on in the house?
I don't know. He think he can sing too like Preston. That's my best buddy of 60 years. So we're gonna finish watching the game, and he already has a beer, so I'm gonna get me one, and I'm gonna sign off from Richmond, Virginia, and look forward to seeing you next month.
So long,
All right.
everybody.
All right, good night.
Okay, see y'all later,
Bye.
everybody.
Good
Good night.
Night.
Right.
Talk
I
to you later.
enjoyed it.
President.
Bye.
So long.
Good night.